Monte Cristo Homestead is a very famous house in Australia. It sits on a hill overlooking the small country town of Junee, which is in New South Wales. This beautiful old home was built a long time ago, back in 1885. A man named Christopher William Crawley built it for his family. He was a very rich and important person in the town. He wanted to build the best house in the area, a home that would show everyone how successful he was. The house he created was a magnificent two-story late Victorian-style mansion, made from bricks and decorated with beautiful iron lacework on its verandas. The Crawley family lived in Monte Cristo for many years. Christopher and his wife Elizabeth raised their children there. The house was the center of their world and a symbol of their status in the growing community of Junee. Life in the late 1800s was very different from today. People traveled by horse and carriage, and homes like Monte Cristo were lit by gas lamps. The Crawleys hosted many parties and important events, making their home a landmark in the region. The grand design of the house, with its large rooms and high ceilings, was meant to impress every visitor who walked through its doors, showing off the family's wealth and good taste. The homestead is special not just because of its age, but because it tells a story about Australia's history. It is a perfect example of Victorian architecture, a style that was very popular when Australia was still a young country. Many buildings from that time have been torn down, but Monte Cristo still stands proudly. It shows us how wealthy landowners lived in rural Australia more than a century ago. The house included servant quarters, a separate kitchen, a stable, and a large ballroom. It was like a small village all on its own, providing a window into a past where class and social standing were very important parts of daily life. As time passed, things changed for the Crawley family and for Monte Cristo. After Christopher Crawley died in 1910, his wife Elizabeth lived in the house for many more years. She was deeply saddened by his death, and some say she rarely left the house for the rest of her life. She passed away in the home in 1933. After she was gone, the house was left to other family members, but it slowly began to fall into disrepair. The grand mansion that was once so full of life became empty and quiet, a silent reminder of a time that had long since passed, waiting for its next chapter to begin. Monte Cristo is not just famous for its history and architecture. Many people know it for another reason. It is often called Australia's most haunted house. Over the years, countless visitors and residents have reported strange and unexplainable experiences inside its walls. People talk about hearing footsteps when no one is there, seeing lights turn on and off by themselves, and feeling strange cold spots in certain rooms. These stories have turned the beautiful old home into a place of mystery and fear for some, and a place of great interest for others who are curious about the supernatural. The legends are a big part of what makes Monte Cristo so famous today. One of the most well-known stories is about the ghost of Mrs. Crawley. After her husband died, Elizabeth Crawley was said to have become very reclusive. Legend says she only wore black clothes and spent most of her time in a special room upstairs. Some people believe her spirit never left the house. Visitors have reported feeling an unseen presence on the balcony or in her old room. They sometimes feel a cold hand on their shoulder or see the figure of a woman dressed in black, standing silently in the shadows. These people believe it is Elizabeth, still watching over the home she loved so much. Another very sad story is about a young child. The legend says that a nanny dropped a baby girl down the main staircase. The child tragically died from the fall. Since then, some people have reported feeling very sad and heavy when they stand near the stairs. Others claim to have heard the sound of a baby crying, or have seen strange lights moving up and down the staircase. It is a heartbreaking tale that adds to the homestead's sorrowful atmosphere. Many visitors feel a deep sense of unease in this part of the house, believing the tragic event left a permanent mark on the building. There are other ghostly tales connected to the property as well. One story tells of a stable boy who was tragically burned to death in the stables. Some people say they can still hear his screams on quiet nights. Another tale speaks of a caretaker who was murdered on the property in 1961. His ghost is said to haunt the caretaker's cottage. These stories, whether they are true or just legends, have been passed down through generations. They create a powerful and spooky reputation for Monte Cristo, making it a must-visit location for ghost hunters and anyone fascinated by the paranormal. For many years after the last of the Crawley family left, Monte Cristo Homestead was neglected. The beautiful mansion that was once the pride of Junee became a wreck. Windows were broken, paint was peeling from the walls, and the gardens were overgrown with weeds. The house was empty and vandalized, a sad shadow of its former glory. It seemed as though the grand old home was destined to be forgotten, left to crumble and decay on its lonely hill. Local people knew it as the spooky, run-down house, a place that children dared each other to go near after dark, its history slowly being replaced by scary stories. Then, in 1963, a new family came to Junee and saw the potential in the ruined mansion. Reg and Olive Ryan bought the property and decided to bring it back to life. They were not afraid of the house's spooky reputation. They saw its historic beauty and architectural importance. The Ryans and their children moved in and began the long and difficult job of restoring Monte Cristo. It was a huge task that took many years of hard work and dedication. They had to repair the roof, fix the broken verandas, and replace countless shattered windows, slowly and carefully piecing the grand home back together again. During the restoration, the Ryan family themselves started to experience strange things. They reported hearing unexplained noises, seeing ghostly figures, and feeling as though they were being watched. Instead of being scared away, these experiences made them more curious about the house's past. They began to research the history of the Crawley family and collected the many stories and legends associated with the homestead. The Ryans believe that the spirits in the house are not evil, but are simply part of its long and dramatic story. They feel that they share the house with its past residents. The Ryan family's hard work paid off. They successfully restored Monte Cristo to its original Victorian splendor. They filled the rooms with antique furniture and historical items, making it look as it did in the 1880s. They decided to open their home to the public so that everyone could appreciate its history and beauty. Today, Monte Cristo is a popular tourist attraction. It operates as a museum, an antique store, and a place where visitors can stay overnight. The Ryans offer historical tours during the day and spooky ghost tours at night, sharing the homestead's unique story with thousands of visitors each year. If you want to visit Monte Cristo Homestead, it is a good idea to plan your trip. The house is located in Junee, New South Wales, which is about a 5-hour drive from Sydney. Before you go, you should always check the official Monte Cristo website for the most up-to-date information on opening hours and tour times, as these can sometimes change. When you visit, it is important to be respectful of the property. Remember that it is not just a tourist attraction, it is also the Ryan family's private home. Treat the house and its historic contents with care so that it can be preserved for future generations to enjoy. Many people visit Monte Cristo hoping to have a ghostly experience. The nighttime ghost tours are especially popular with those who are brave enough to explore the dark hallways and eerie rooms after sunset. However, it is important to remember that most of the ghost stories are legends and local folklore. These tales have been told and retold over many years, and they may have grown and changed over time. While many people have reported strange feelings or experiences, there is no scientific proof that ghosts are real. The stories are part of the fun, but they should be taken with a grain of salt. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, Monte Cristo is a fascinating place to visit. It offers a unique look into Australian history, showing how life was lived in the countryside during the Victorian era. The restoration of the house is an incredible achievement and a testament to the Ryan family's passion and hard work. Walking through the beautifully furnished rooms feels like stepping back in time. You can learn about the Crawley family, the architecture of the period, and the challenges of life in the 19th century, making it an educational and interesting experience for all ages. In the end, Monte Cristo Homestead remains famous for two key reasons: its rich history and its spooky reputation. It is a place where the past feels very close. The combination of beautiful architecture, historical significance, and chilling ghost stories makes it one of Australia's most intriguing landmarks. It stands as a powerful reminder that old buildings have stories to tell, filled with the lives, loves, and losses of the people who once called them home. Whether you come for the history or the haunting, a visit to Monte Cristo is an experience you are not likely to forget.